Hello everyone, it's Adacha Formast and welcome to a new The Sims 4 Around the World speed build. So today I'm building a German house, and for those of you who have been following the series for quite some time, they know that I put off building a German house for quite some time, and the reason for that was because I was waiting for the Sims 4 Get Together to release. As you know, the Sims 4 Get Together will feature like the opportunity to build very European houses or European kind of houses, and especially German houses, or at least that was the opinion or the impression I actually got when I watched the trailer, because in Windenburg, which is obviously quite a German name, you can build like houses with those typical German walls with like Tudors, and I had the plan to wait for the Sims 4 Get Together to come out and then start building a German house, but I kept getting so many requests to build a German house that I couldn't put it off, and I found out that there was like custom content on these walls created by SNW or Sims Network. Actually, you can follow her on like Twitter and check out her site. I'll put a link in the description. She is a fellow Dutch simmer, and she actually created this, and yeah, that really inspired me to build like a German house, which very many of my viewers wanted me to do. So yeah, here we are with a German house. And as I said, this is custom content, so please keep in mind that this is not regular Sims content. This is actually the first time I use it in like an Around the World speed build, so don't worry if you've downloaded any of the previous Around the World speed builds. There was no custom content in that, but in this one there is. In order to download it, you can just simply download it from the gallery, but you have to make sure that in the advanced settings, you have the option for custom content. For allowing that, you have that option turned on, and then you will be able to see it, because otherwise it's not visible in between all of the rest, like what you would call regular houses, which do not have custom content. So yeah, please keep in mind that custom content does require quite a strong PC, and there are some risks that your game might not be able to handle it. So please note that I'm not like, you can't blame me if something goes wrong, but you know, I don't very often hear that something goes wrong. Just keep in mind that when there is a new game update for The Sims 4, you have to delete all the custom content you have, and then you can actually update your game and then put the custom content in the folder again, because if you don't do that, something might go wrong. But yeah, that's furthermore it. Custom content, as I said, I'll also put the download link for this custom content in the description, because in that way you will be able to have this house look exactly the way I have in my game. Please note, by the way, that this is obviously, like I always build in this Around the World building series, a very typical house. So this is a very typical German house. I know that like most of the houses in Germany do not look like this, but like the traditional typical German houses do look like this, which is what I try to achieve in this series, building like a typical house which people know of, that they are like German. You know, I think this is what most Americans or people from anywhere else in the world think of when they think about a German house, which is the reason I'm building a house like this. I have been to Germany quite some times, you know, it's the neighboring country. I mean, I live in the Netherlands. Germany is like right next to us, so we can drive there, and like up to, I think the farthest away you can live in the Netherlands, then it's only like 3 hours to drive to Germany, like at most. So, you know, being in Germany is not that strange for us, and I have actually never been on holiday there. I have been on a city trip to Berlin, and I've been to Gamescom once, but it was like for one day. I drove to Cologne and then I got back, so that was the Gamescom. But furthermore, I've not gone there on holiday. But yeah, Germany, it's like a huge country, seriously, and so it's kind of like the Netherlands. It's kind of funny because, you know, people always think Dutch means that you live in like Deutschland, Germany, but actually Dutch is just an entirely different country. But very many people think that the Netherlands and Germany are just exactly the same, but nope, we're not. But yeah, as I said, a German house, and it does contain custom content. By the way, I would like to kind of make like a plug for myself for a new Let's Build that I've started. I started that yesterday, and in that Let's Build, I built a futuristic house. So that's something I did once before in a speed build. Very many people liked it, which is the reason that I've decided to start a new Let's Build in which I built such a futuristic house. But this time I use custom content, which I made a video of. So you can check that out. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. Just like I'll put a link to the Let's Build in the description. But that custom content actually allows you to add like sky lights to your houses, which obviously like adds a very cool modern effect. And if you use them in like a special way, it creates a very like futuristic effect, or at least that's what I realized when I was adding it. So therefore I decided to make a Let's Build in which I build a futuristic house, which I think is going to be really cool. Yeah, I'm really going to do my best to get that futuristic house as cool as possible and as like futuristic as possible, obviously. So if you'd like to check that out, you can check it out on my channel. I'll put a link in the description and on the screen right now as well, and then you can check it out, because if you would check that out, that would be awesome. And of course, please let me know what kind of series I could do like next to this around the world speed build series, because you know, of course this is fun, this around the world speed build series, but I would like to have like one extra series, like building series on my channel, because I feel that would actually really help me, and people really seem to like these like a little bit more special series in which you build like a specific country type. Please let me know what kind of series I could do as well. Like people already suggested the option of building houses from like different ages, so the middle ages, Renaissance, all that kind of times. I'm personally not really a history person, so I'm not really sure whether I will actually do that, and I think it's really hard as well. But if you really like that, I might actually do it. But other ideas were building like a celebrity house or several celebrity houses, or just building famous houses from like around the world, or not particularly like around the world, but just building famous, well-known buildings. So, for instance, the White House or Falling Water by Frank Lloyd Wright, which most people know who know a little bit about architecture. But those were some options I had. But I also want to do a little bit of a different kind of series, or building series, in which I do not like speed build, but just do something different. Also not really like regular Let's Build, because of course I already have one going on right now. But the speed builds just take very much time to record, and I do not have that much time, or especially for an extra series, I can definitely maybe not do like very many speed builds. So therefore another kind of series would be cool as well. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because that would be awesome. But anyways, here we actually start on the interior of this house. And funny enough, like this morning I woke up and I had yesterday I uploaded that futuristic Let's Build, and people said that they didn't really like the way it was built, because it would most likely not have like a good interior, because it will be way too small. Because I mainly often focus on like the exterior, and then the interior is like extra, and therefore does not turn out to look that cool. People said that, and I felt like they are kind of right there, and I should maybe change that. So with this house, I actually did like a very realistic interior, and actually a very huge interior as well. This is a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house, so that's like crazy for like my skill. Normally I never build houses this big, or at least the interiors are never this big. So this was kind of an ache to furnish, but I think in the end it did really turn out to look cool, and I'm very happy with what it turned out to look like. I'm not sure whether it is kind of German, I think, because I simply added all those typical German walls in there. But yeah, I know that, you know, Germany is just a very modern Western country. So like, as I said, most houses will most likely not look like this, but building a typical modern house is not that much fun, because simply such houses can be placed anywhere, and you will not often see houses like these anywhere else in the world. So therefore I decided to build something like this, and therefore that's kind of the goal of the series in general. But yeah, as I said, the interior, I think it turned out to look pretty cool, but it is huge. So if you have like a big family for your Sims, this can be a house which they can definitely live in, I think. Because in total there is like sleeping space for 6 Sims, and there are actually 4 bathrooms. So that's enough, I guess. So let me think, is there anything else I can say about this build? You can download it from the gallery, but as I said, you should think about having the advanced settings on or turned on, because otherwise it might not work. And please let me know what kind of house I should build next for this series, because of course, this is the Around the World speed building series, and I had the plan to build like an American house for the next episode, but from what cities should I build a house, and also just any other country that I should once build a house from. Please let me know. I've already built like houses from England, Paris. Now we have a German house, we have Greece, we have Sweden, we have Thailand, we have Cambodia, we have, what was it again, Japan, then we've got New York house, we've got a Brazilian house, and I think that's it. I'm not totally sure because there are so many, but if you've not seen one of them yet, please check them out, because in my opinion, they really do look cool, and they're also different and very challenging for me as well, which I simply really like about it. But please let me know what country I should do next. I think, as I said, a American city will be next, but what city, and also just simply another country. And I would actually really like to build like an African house as well, because I've simply not built any house from Africa yet. But I still have to think about what I'm going to do there. And of course there will be a Dutch house sometime soon as well, but I just have to figure out with the Legacy how we're going to be doing the tag team, whether we're still going to do it. As I said in very many previous videos as well, it's just kind of hard because we both do not have that much time. But I hope in the end we'll be able to build it together. She builds like a Dutch house, I build like an Australian house, and we do the furnishing of each other's build. But I'm not too sure about that yet, so if it takes like way too long, I think in the end I'll build my own Dutch house. Or not my own house, but just I'll build a Dutch house like by myself. But of course it would be awesome if I could do a tag team with the Legacy. I mean, she's like the queen of building. But here we have the toilet. By the way, next to like very many bed and bathrooms, we've also got like a bar area, and like you just saw me building a gym. So if you want to have a home gym for your Sims, this house can be the house. And if they're like a German family or you are German, please let me know, by the way, whether this house is actually German in your opinion, but also you can, have your own family, your own German family live in this typical German house. That would be pretty cool, I guess. And here I have like the bedrooms for the children. I made one pink one and one blue one, and furthermore I did my best to really make them as identical as I could, because that was simply kind of logical, I felt, and it just was easier for me to do. And for some reason I decided to do it like that. The shapes were like exactly the same, so this was the best idea I could come up with, I guess. So yeah, I hope you like it as well. Because I really try to make my interiors better, because I don't really like it if people are like kind of disappointed with the interiors I create. So therefore I'm trying my best to build better interiors, and definitely with this house I think that kind of worked out, because like recently I realized that sometimes I simply just put everything in the house that was necessary, but I didn't really add that much detail, and that really made them kind of boring, some houses. So I felt like I should really change that. So that's where I started doing this. And as you can see, still all those German walls everywhere, because this is a German house, and in some way you have to get the German feel out there. By the way, in case you wonder what that strange area outdoors is with like those lines, I kind of tried to make those typical yellow German fields which you often see when you drive in Germany, because maybe some of you have never driven in Germany. I've never driven myself, but I was in a car going through Germany. But for some reason that really felt typical German to me, and I couldn't find like bright yellow plants, so therefore I decided to have like sand, and then adding some kind of green flowers or green plants to it to kind of create that yellow feel. So that's what I went for in the end. I hope you kind of like it. It might not be the most realistic thing, but it does kind of create like that feel of what the terrain or just the landscape in Germany looks like. And that's what I often try to pass on through these Let's Builds or these speed builds as well. As you can see here, we have two master bedrooms. I thought, one master bedroom for the owners of the house and one guest room And then we have two very identical bathrooms over here for the guest room and the master bedroom. But anyways, we're very close to the end of this speed build, still the fly-through left. But anyways, please let me know what you thought of this video, and please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you back later.